And I think as we get this race underway properly now, the real battle is going to be the one for second place. Across the line they go. Kevin Say leads here at Silverstone, as at long last we have GT cars racing at full pelt into Copse Corner. Already a move being attempted there further back by the number 9 McLaren. That was Mark Smith for Paddock Motorsports, and way wide over the curb goes Simon Orange in the number 67 McLaren. The first lap at speed, Joe. So much to learn and no time to learn it.
Really not. These drivers obviously had safety car laps, but they're nearly a minute a lap slower, 30% slower than they would be. As we see Petrobelli down the inside of Tilbrook there. Can he get it stopped? Trying to get the cut back there in the orange McLaren. They've actually swapped chassis from Alton Park, Clutton and Tilbrook, so they'll be hoping for better fortune. You can see, got a good drive out. Can Petrobelli close the door down the long hanger straight? We actually see a lot of drivers still helmeted up because they could box at any point again, technically, to get rid of another pit stop. So the permutations of the strategy is stratospheric, so I'm not going to actually go into it too much, but relatively clean start for the GT3s. You can see the GT4s coming into shot. Middleton still leading from Brown.
Indeed so, down the hill they go, and towards the left-hander at the club chicane. Around the outside goes Simon Orange there. Was that a lead change then in GT4? Because I think you said the Ginetta was in front. Of course, it was the McLaren, wasn't it, that started at the head of the pack. We'll look in the background, see what's going to happen, who appears first. Yes, it is the Ginetta in front. So we've had a lead change in GT4, but this battle towards the front of the GT3 field looks electric, and Giacomo Petrobelli up for the fight.
Definitely, and at the moment, Sean Balfe struggling, isn't he? Look at the gap that Kevin Say has built. That's got to be 2.5, 3 seconds already. They're all ganging up behind Balfe. We know how quick Balfe can be, but tends to like to just warm up to it 2 or 3 laps maybe just to get his eye in. Look at that concertina effect, everyone being sensible. Smith into the back of the Audi, something falling off the back of the Audi. I think it's probably the legality panel covering the rear left tyre, so it shouldn't be too performance hurting for him for the rest of the race. Petrobelli flashing his headlights. This looks like it's going to get spicy.
I think that bodywork actually came from the back of the 77 McLaren, the Audi, into the back of the Morgan Tilbrook car, which is down to 4th place at the moment. The fight for second, though, is side by side at Luffield, and to the outside, in theory, the grippier line goes the Aston Martin, and Giacomo Petrobelli is, I think, about to emerge from the corner in second place. Look at the extra traction and momentum he had from the outside line, making this look easy, but look at the gap now that he's got to try and bridge to the race leader. Kevin Say is 3.3 seconds up the road, but Giacomo Petrobelli, the raciest of all of them right now, and I think in clean air could have the pace to close in.
Yeah, this next lap's going to be interesting to see if Kevin Say's the legend in his own field here, or can Petrobelli at least match him and then start to claw down that huge gap after 1 lap. The onboard of Balfe was brilliant there. Like you said, you could see the outside line giving more traction. Balfe was so tensive, I couldn't even hear the traction control. Maybe his pro small, he needs to be on the radio. Right, Sean, let's crank the TC up, make it more intrusive, give you the comfort blanket to attack the throttle. If you're tensive of the throttle and you're 2 or 3k slower out the corner, you carry that all the way down the straight as a loss. As we see the Audi and the other 2Cs McLaren, unfortunately lost the sister car in a testing crash, but great that Arjen has still got that one out. Balfe does look like he's starting to pick up the pace. Petrobelli hasn't pulled away that much, but still looks tricky out there.
Yeah, Balfe, in trying to defend that 3rd place from Morgan Tilbrook, ran a bit wide up at Stowe Corner. The lead gap, by the way, came down by 9/10 of a second in Sector 1 alone. Giacomo Petrobelli is flying and definitely eating into the advantage held by the 2Cs Motorsport Mercedes. Speaking of Mercedes, there's the Team ABBA racing example. That is Richard Neary, and he's up to 8, so he's benefited, of course, from some people pitting, but we know if anyone's going to be feisty in the early stages, it's probably going to be Richard Neary, and he's living up to that reputation, picking up places.
Yeah, just looking down the field actually to see where Vantor was. He was 30 seconds behind on the restart, and the guys that stopped the lap later were over a minute. Sandy Mitchell was a minute behind, so this strategy is definitely split. I think I actually might say this is the best strategy now, the guys who have not stopped. But if they're all down the inside, Orange bounces off the inside of Smith. Smith should get the drive on the slightly wetter line. What is a wet racing line? Well, in the dry, the line is very fine, 1 car width right. This is the right, this is the wrong. In the wet, there's a plethora of options. You want to stay off the dry line because the dry line is naturally slippier. It gets worn out, all the oils and everything go on it. So that's why you see the drivers going out wide, looking to V corners off, make straight lines out of round bits is the name of the game here. Look at Tilbrook's drive there. You're going to get a run on Balfe teammates, but like we know, the AMs especially don't listen to team orders. They do what they want.